there's anyone out there who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, who still wonders if the dream of our founders is alive in our time, who still questions the power of our democracy, tonight is your answer.
We're seeing all over this nation, all cities and all parts of the country, indeed across the world, an outpouring of joy, of hope, renewed faith in tomorrow. Bring a better day.
Only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
You have to really recognize I'm doing something in this country that's never really been done before. It's a question of inculcation, reorientation, and education. Never before in this country, ever since the inception of the Republic, have you had a woman seriously running for the presidency. I'm not talking about someone nominating someone at the convention as a mere gesture of symbolism and tokenism. I'm talking about someone that has been going out in the highways and byways for the past 7.5 months.
I can hear you. I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people.
With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. When we let it rain from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Behind us, we can look back and see the great expanse of American achievement. And before us, we can see even greater, grander frontiers of possibility. We should, all of us, be filled with gratitude and humility for our present progress and prosperity. We should be filled with awe and joy at what lies over the horizon. And we should be filled with absolute determination to make the most of it.
Let us remember that a fight means no person left behind. So when people want to stop talking about the issues that black women face, when people want to stop talking about the issues that trans women or immigrant women face, we got to ask them, why does that make you so uncomfortable? This is the time we're going to address poverty. This is the time we're going to address Flint. This is the time we're going to talk about Baltimore and the Bronx and wildfires and Puerto Rico. Because this is not just about identity. This is about justice. And this is about the America that we are going to bring into this world. Thank you all very, very much.
My dear friends, your vote is precious, almost sacred. It is the most powerful non-violent tool we have to create a more perfect union. Too many people struggled, suffered, and died to make it possible for every American to exercise that right to vote.
You want to wipe out all the bans and state-imposed prohibitions on abortion?
Yes, the position of the caucus is one against government intervention in the reproductive freedom of the individual citizen. That affects men as well as women. It means birth control as well as abortion. It also means the enforced sterilization laws, which exist in many states in this country. It's clear from the opinions in other industrialized countries, and also from the opinions here, that that is not the wish of the average citizen, male and female, is not to have government intervention in that most private area of personal freedom.
Your indifference costs these men and women their most valuable commodity, time.
This should be flipped. This hearing should be flipped. They responded 5 seconds. They did their jobs. Courage, grace, tenacity, commitment. 18 years later, do yours.
It is our fundamental belief in the power of hope that has allowed us to rise above the voices of doubt and division, of anger and fear that we have faced in our own lives and in the life of this country. Our hope that if we work hard enough and believe in ourselves, then we can be whatever we dream, regardless of the limitations that others may place on us. The hope that when people see us for who we truly are, maybe, just maybe, they too will be inspired to rise to their best possible selves.
And they brought us whole binders full of women.
Goat's milk latte drinking!
There you go again.
If the senator were not too much of a coward to debate in public, then that's what I'd ask him.
Please clap.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad-built butch body.
A what now?
And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House!
Issues with Russia as Putin rears his head and comes into the airspace of the United States of America.
Where my banana fingers?
That's a banana republic without the banana.
Commerce, education, and the, what's the third one there? Let's see.
When they go low, we kick.
I believe these words came from the Pokemon movie.
Who am I? Why am I here?
Are you a racist?
There's no video of President Trump sucking a ding-dong.
Turn it off. This is my city. When I say off, I mean off.
He's a jackass.
How we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Everyone that knows me, they know one thing. I hate rats.
I do not like broccoli.
I don't snort cocaine. Like, it's not my thing.
Well, I'm not a crook.
I grew up castrating hogs.
4 glorious years, I guess.
Well, Neil, you told me. All right, let's not do it. I don't want to get nailed. I just want to say hi, Bert. Yeah, good.
We're not going to vote to confirm a ham sandwich.
Ooh, don't do it.
I like beer. Still like beer.
20-foot impressive seahorse. He's ready.
It may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me, okay?
The reason that she knows why we're going to win.
Correct. It's too damn hot.
What do you say icon again?
Icon.
UConn.
Girlfriend, you were so on.
People always say I have the ability to turn people on.
Sashay down there and vote for this amendment are officially weird.
I love good news. Love good news. I just love good news.
How's it going? It's Sunday. How we feeling? How we feeling? I am so hyped. How many days we got? We got 64 days until the election. 64 days. And I am raring and ready to go. Are you raring and ready to go? Because I am raring and ready to go. We are gonna kick some ass. We are gonna kick some ass. I'm feeling great. Let me put you over here so I can see you better. It's Sunday Fun Day. That's right. We got some polls that came out that are great, and I want to talk about them. We got Tom Cotton trying to defend the indefensible. Let's talk about that. Everyone's feeling good in the chat. Let's get some blue hearts going. I want to spam the love. Let's get some blue hearts going, and let's just flood the chat with some positive vibes, because in 64 days, we are going to make history. We are going to make history. Each and every one of you are going to be a part of history. You're going to be the reason why we finally put a nail in the coffin of Donald Trump's political career. And you also are going to be the reason why we elect the first female president of the United States. All of you. You're all warriors on a mission to save democracy. I'm sorry to break it to you, but if you're on this chat, if you're on this live stream, then you are a mission-driven Democrat who has been called on to help save our republic. So I hope you're ready, because that's what we're about to do. I love seeing the blue. Look at all those blue hearts. Also, all right, I do want to do a roll call. I want to see where everyone is from. What states we coming from? All right, I'm in DC, originally from Michigan, by way of New York. I live in DC. I want to know where everyone is chatting from, because I bet you we have 571 watching. It's incredible. That's incredible. All right. DC. We got Florida, New York. Okay. You guys are so fast. All right. New York, California, Ohio, Utah, Texas, Boston, Ireland. Oh, shit. Florida, Utah, Texas, Jersey, Ohio. You guys. Oh, man. I love going live. You guys hype me up. All right. So I'm so grateful. All right. I'm like getting emotional. I'm so grateful you're all here. Nevada, Texas, unfortunately. Hey, Texas, you have Colin Allred. I don't know what's going to happen in Texas, but I'm going to tell you what. Georgia used to be a red state, okay? So don't feel down, because it just takes people like you in this chat to change your state. Georgia wasn't blue until it was. And Texas won't be blue until it is. But I guarantee you that if we put in the work in the next 10 years, we can flip that state. Absolutely. So just because it's red today doesn't mean it's going to be red tomorrow. And as each one of you blue warriors in red states that are the reason why Georgia became Georgia, because eventually red becomes purple, becomes blue. All right? So we can do this. We can do this. Yeah, I think Texas is purple. It's just, it literally, so here's the thing about Beto O'Rourke. It literally just takes one person, one individual, one politician. I think all of the pieces are in place in Texas. It just takes one candidate. It's so much of this is tied to the candidate. Kamala Harris is such a great example of that. You know, her TikTok had the Biden campaign TikTok had 300,000 followers, and then Kamala becomes the nominee, and now it's nearly 4 million. So much of this is relying on the candidate. So Texas, if you get a good candidate, I think all the pieces are in place. Thank you, Shredder. You called. Haha, my name is Shredder. Love you, Keith Edwards. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna look. Let me see how many people are here. How many people are in the live stream? Like, where did I put it? Where did I put the live stream? There it is. Oh, 500, 600 people here. That's amazing. 600 people. All right. So I have some stuff. Let's just go through some of this polling, shall we? Oops. I have to change that. Let's go through some of this. Oh, look, I have one of these things. Oh, $50. Thank you so much for the $50. Thank you so much. All right, so I made an alert. I don't know if you can hear it, but I made an alert for that. Thank you so much for the alert, or for the $50. That's so nice. Let's all give Tanya a round of applause. Thank you so much. Okay, so a new ABC Ipsos poll has come out. It is good news for us. It is bad news for the bad guys. Let us watch it, shall we? Shout out to Red Sky Roach, who just became an intro member. Thank you, Red Sky Roach, for supporting the live stream and the channel. Let's get those blue hearts going. If you haven't liked the live stream, like the live stream. It is the best way to support this. It gets it. There's no sound? Ugh, that's so annoying. No. Okay, all right. Why does that happen? That's so annoying. All right, let me see if it works on this. Does it work on this? Sorry, y'all. Does this work? I know there's no sound. No? Okay. I gotta fix it. This is so annoying. I don't know why this happens on the live streams, but I can fix it. It's just gonna take a second and it's gonna be annoying. Okay, so I'm gonna try. I have to try a couple of things. I'm sorry. Property. All right, let's see if this does it. All right. Does that do it? Can you hear that? If you can't hear that, I can. No? Okay. I'm all right. I have one more solution. And this will fix it. I know how to fix it. It's just stupid that I have to do this every time I go live. I don't really understand it, but okay. Live audio. Okay, and it's desktop audio capture. Okay, and then this will work. Here we go.
Jonathan Karl, who'll be hosting This Week later this morning. John, good morning to you. Always great to have you. So we have this new ABC News Ipsos poll out this morning. What do the numbers tell us about the state of the race? And did Vice President Harris get much of a bump after the Democratic convention?
Well, Whit, it shows that this race is very steady. Vice President Harris had a bump after she became the nominee, but the numbers are almost unchanged from before the convention. There you see them, 52% for Harris, 46% for Trump. Now, keep in mind, that is just barely outside the margin of error, Whit. And as you well remember, in 2016, Hillary Clinton won the national vote but lost the White House. So that really shows you a race that is very close to statistically tied.
And John, are we seeing any shift in the battleground states?
Same story there in the battleground states. If you look at the 7 states that will really determine who gets elected,
all right, look at that.
You see Harris.
All right, are you looking at that? All right, now that is really close. So that's scary. But but that's good. Now, here's what I want. This is why I'm showing you this. Is not to hype you all up, but to just to give you some warning, because Biden, I think, was getting double this heading into election day. Okay, so if there were the same polling error as there was in 2020, Harris would lose. Okay, so do not look at this and feel like it's over, because it's not over. It is just beginning. Okay, this is a warning sign. We have to bump these numbers up, and they might not ever bump up, and they could be accurate, but this should tell you that we're losing. Okay, we could be losing. So you have to make sure that you get at least 2 or 3 people to vote. And if you're in a swing state, I saw a bunch of swing states when we did the roll call. So if you're in a swing state, you got to do even more work, because this is where the work is, right here. I do believe Kamala Harris is going to win the national vote, the popular vote. She's going to get more votes nationally, okay? Unfortunately, that's not going to win her the election. In order to win the election, she has to win in these swing states. So it could be a situation where Trump ekes out a win by Pennsylvania is so close. Look at that. 1.2 is too close. That's too close. It needs to be 3 or 4, okay? So we have to make sure that we're doing everything we can to activate our base, but also get independents and low propensity voters to vote this election. Okay? Let's keep listening.
Has a slight lead in 6 of the 7 states, but I say slight lead in virtually all of those. This is the 538 polling average. In virtually all of those, it is statistically tied within the margin of error. So again, this race is about as close as it can be, but Democrats are in considerably stronger position than they were when Biden was the nominee.
And so, John, also, what are voters saying about the personal attributes of the candidates and the handling on the big issues?
Well, this really tells the story. If you look in our new poll, you see that Donald Trump has a significant advantage on some of the most important issues for voters. You see immigration and the economy consistently ranking at the top. He has a lead. Harris has eliminated the Republican advantage, at least in our poll, in crime and...
All right, we'll finish this little segment, but I've got, if you follow me on Threads or Twitter, you've probably already seen it, but I'm going to show you this after this, because I think it speaks more to where we are in the election. I think these things are kind of a mirage. You know, immigration and economy are kind of abstract ideas, but I think when you talk about a really concrete question, Kamala kind of tears away.
Safety, and of course, Harris has a big advantage on the issue of abortion. But look at personal attributes. On this, a different story. Harris has a significant advantage over Trump on who people think is physical.
Look at that. Physical health. Plus 32. Honesty and trustworthiness. Plus 18. Understands problems like me. Plus 8. Mental sharpness. Plus 10. I mean, those should be higher. They should all be like plus 32, plus 40. But this is criminally bad for Trump, and it's so good for us. It's so good for us. Physical health. You know, when he saw that, he freaked out. He freaked out.
Physically healthy enough to be president, is honest and trustworthy, understands problems of people like me, and is the mental sharpness to be president. So that tells the story of this essentially statistically tied race. Republicans, Donald Trump has an advantage on some of the key issues. Harris has an advantage on who people actually...
Okay, so that's kind of like the standard stuff, but I want to show you something that they did not talk about in that segment, which is interesting. I don't know why they didn't talk about this, but look at what that poll also asked. That poll asked, who do you think is qualified to be president? Who do you think is qualified to be president? Harris, is found to be more qualified to be president than Donald Trump, who was already president. Isn't that the whole ball game? Shouldn't this be a bigger deal? The person who was president voters think he should not be president again. I mean, obviously he ran for re-election and lost, but isn't this a big deal? And Kamala Harris, who hasn't been president and is qualified to be president, is found to be more qualified. Yeah, the mainstream media isn't doing their job. I actually got into a Twitter spat with this reporter. I'll show you. His name is, where is he? Jonathan. Oh, Chris, thank you so much. Everyone, let's give a shout out to Chris for the $20. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for all the great work you're doing. Thank you. Okay, so Jonathan Martin is senior political columnist, and he wrote this. He wrote, it's a sign. Okay, so, all right. Basically, someone said that Kamala Harris is still formulating some ideas around her policies, right? And Jonathan Martin goes, it's a sign of how much Kamala is in an emergency nominee and her inability to run on continuity that we're in September and a leading party ally says her policies are still in formulation, which is BS. He got eaten up for this. 500,000 views and only 211 likes. I said you can't even decide on where he is on abortion, which is one of the most critical issues of this cycle. And that's what he's coming at us with. And then I also quote tweeted him, because he said this really mean thing. So this guy, Jeff, said, speaking of in formulation, Trump on abortion, I'm pro-choice. No, wait, I overturned Roe v. Wade. No, wait, I'm the greatest on repro rights. No, wait, I may be for a national abortion ban, just not 6 weeks. No, wait, I'm in favor of a 6-week abortion ban, right? So in other words, what I said, but more creatively said. And then Jonathan goes, it's true. Donald Trump is inconsistent on policy issues, including abortion. Thanks for the vital contribution. I had previously thought he was a 40-year ally of the anti-abortion cause. So snarky, so annoying. And so then I said, this is the problem with the media. They don't push critically on Trump because they assume his problems are, quote, baked in, even though Trump and VP Harris aren't fighting for the base, but the limited number of persuadable swing voters also, they're kind of not nice. Kind of not nice. So he replied to me, and he goes, totally. There's no coverage of Trump's inconsistencies. And I just go, you can't even call them lies, which to me is the umbrella problem, that they're completely incapable of just calling it like it is. Grandpa's Gaming Channel, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'm sick of the media. Truly. Truly sick. All right, let's watch some more polling stuff because it's hyping me up. The polls are pretty good. I mean, they're not, like I said, we have still got work to do, but I'd rather be ahead than behind.
Now eyeing victory in North Carolina as new polls give Democrats hope for their first victory in that state since 2008. Cook Political Report now marking the state as a toss-up, but how realistic are Democrats' chances? MSNBC national political correspondent Steve Kornacki is at the big board to break it all down for us. So Steve, what are we looking at here?
All right, Alex. Well, the polls are certainly indicating North Carolina a battleground state here. You can see where it ended up in 2020. Donald Trump won this state. It was close. The margin was just over 1 point. just under 75,000 votes. And North Carolina, among the battleground states we talk about this year, it's unique because all of the others, Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, all of the others voted for Joe Biden in 2020. All of the other battleground states, it's the Democrats trying to protect electoral college votes that they already won. In North Carolina, it's Democrats trying to play offense and take electoral votes from Republicans. So let's look at it from each party's perspective here. First, for the Democrats, why do they think they could flip North Carolina? If they do, what will do it? The answer is it's something we talk about nationally all the time. It's suburbs. It's metropolitan areas, areas around cities. You've got the Research Triangle. You've got the Piedmont Triad. You've got.
Is there anyone in the chat from North Carolina? Is there anyone on the chat in North Carolina? How's it feeling in North Carolina if you're living there? How's it feeling versus how it felt in 2020? Yes? Well, how's it feel there versus in how's it feel versus 2020? Wow, a lot of North Carolinians? Is that how you say it? Jeff, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I'm gonna hit like. All right, so Anna says, not as many Trump flags and signs, and I am in a military town. That's some good intel. That's some good intel. People are just so sick of Trump and his lies and bragging about himself. I can't stand the lies that come out of his mouth. Agreed. And also, isn't like the guy running for Robinson, isn't the guy running for governor insane? Like he's nuts, right? Like he said Beyonce satanic, and he said women that get pregnant from rape, it's like they had it coming, basically. I'm paraphrasing. So, Jacob, thank you so much for the $10. Hey, Ariana, nice to see you here. All right, let's see what Jacob says. Loving rebuke, stop with polls, they never matter. The structure of how elections work are based in history. The winner will be announced within a weekish. Stop with polls, just vote and she'll win. Okay, I will gently, I'm going to push back on that in a sec. Yes, NC is the one with the crazy preacher. Reverend says we got Harris signs covering more houses than ever and had Trump signs in Nebraska. All right, so let me go to me real fast. So on that point about polls, I totally agree. Polls do not vote, people do. Polls do not vote, people do. But I do think they're important because it's like, just because I know the temperature outside today doesn't mean I know if it's going to rain out on Friday of next week. And even if it says it's going to rain out on Friday next week, God, my metaphor's falling apart. But basically, we can measure things, and though they might not predict the future, they can tell us where we are today. And knowing where we are today helps us figure out where we might be in a week. So I think polling is important because it does kind of give us a sense of where things stand today. But I do agree, they can't be the whole thing because, like I said, polls were like 5 to 7 points off in 2020. If that were the case today, Kamala would be losing. So I agree. But let's keep listening.
Metrolina, where Charlotte is, go out to the mountains where Asheville is. You see these blue areas here, and a couple things to note about them. First is these are areas that are getting bluer. So they already went for Joe Biden and the Democrats in 2020. But let me show you what I mean. Wake County. This is the biggest in the state here. Biden won it, you can see, by 26 points, 27 points. Go back to 2008, when Barack Obama actually won North Carolina in 2008. It was by this much, but look, biggest county in the state, Obama won by 14 points in 2008. By 2020, look at this margin for Democrats. That's a 27-point margin for Democrats. So big counties like this are getting bluer. They're also getting bigger. They're adding population.
Okay, so we might have another Georgia. We might have another Georgia moment on our hands. If that's the case, so what he's saying is that the places we win, we're winning more by, more people are moving there. So it could be that the demographics have just changed in North Carolina. And this is, again, we're looking at election results. We're not just looking at polls.
Think that's a heck of a combination. They say, look, Joe Biden in 2020 came this close to beating Donald Trump. You then add in 4 years of population growth and 4 years, more years of those metro areas getting bluer. You know, Asheville, Greensboro, Charlotte, Raleigh, on and on. They think they can erase 75,000 votes right there. But now let's take it from the Republicans' perspective. Why do they think?
All right. First, let's give a shout out to William for the $5 Canadian dollars. So thank you so much, William. Thank you. It looks like, all right, let's hear what he has to say about Republicans, because that kind of got me hyped. I was like, oh my gosh, we might win. It just might be where the winds are changing. It's kind of like what I'm saying is going to happen with Texas in the next 5 to 10 years.
They can hold on. It's because what I just described is not the only thing that's happening in North Carolina. You also see all of the red on this map here from west to east. A lot of the counties are small counties. I just showed you the biggest in the state. Let me show you something on the much, much, much smaller side, but it's going to indicate the other force that's playing out here in North Carolina politics. This is Surrey County. Tiny. Look at that. But look at the margin. Donald Trump carried it by 52 points in 2020 over Joe Biden. Now take a look. Just as I said, those metro areas are getting bluer. Here's a rural county. Look at the journey that it has been on. We'll go back again to 2008. Still a red county in 2008.
No, okay. Well, this is the media. Okay. That is the media trying to make it seem competitive. This is the thing they do. There has to be a story of conflict. It can't just be like the Democrats are rising. Because what he's showing us, sure, the slope is going up, but like, let me see if you can see this. But like, if the slope for Republicans is like this, the slope for Democrats is like this. So yeah, it's going up, but not to the same degree.
Points for John McCain and the Republicans in 2008. Last time around, 2020, as I just showed you, 52. And that's not just happening.
Porter, thank you so much. Your first ever super on a live stream. So grateful as me. Thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
In this one small county that we're putting up on the board here, it's happening in small counties like it all across the state. Individually, they're small. Collectively, they add up. And so you've got sort of what you'd call a Trump surge area in a lot of these red counties, and a Democratic surge area in these blue counties. Which one is going to be able to sort of churn out just enough votes for each side? That could decide not just North Carolina, but the presidency. And there is one other X factor we want to mention here. You do see this swath of blue. Whoa, that wasn't supposed to happen. Hope I didn't.
Anthony, thank you so much for the $5 Singaporean dollars. I don't know what you would call them, but thank you. Thank you so much. Liv Angel, oh my gosh. I have an iPhone and there's no way I can become a member. I want to do you know any other way to love your channel. Thank you so much, Liv. If you go on the website, you can become a member. Becoming a member is as easy as going on the website. So thank you. All right. So I think that was interesting. So it seems like what could be happening is that the demographics have just changed in North Carolina. The demographics have changed. And it could be that Music Mangle, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. So it could be that North Carolina, so first there's two things happening at once, which is that one, Jeannie just became a member. Thank you so much, Jeannie. And let me move this thing. I'll do it next time. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Do you guys like that? Can you see that alert? Isn't that dumb? It took me forever to make this. White Noise, thank you for the 5 memberships. For some reason, it says 0 on this thing. I've got to figure that out. White Noise, thank you for gifting the memberships. And thank you for the $20 or 20 something, whatever that is. Thank you. Okay. So, okay, so what I was saying was that, what was I saying? Oh, it feels like there's two things happening at once. Is one, there is basically the historic nature of Kamala's candidacy and the energy and excitement behind her. And then there might actually just be a demographic change happening in North Carolina in real time. So it seems like Jessica's just brought up Florida. I actually have that. I have that ready to go to talk about Florida. There's some interesting news happening out of Florida. Anthony has just become a member. Thank you, Anthony. Danielle B, thank you for the 20 Canadian dollars. Let's just get some blue hearts in the chat for everyone who is donating, giving gift memberships, who is just here today on Sunday watching. I'm so grateful for all of you. I don't know about you, but I am super hyped up to be on the precipice of history, on the precipice of Donald Trump finally losing his political career. This will be it. And then he's going to be facing 2 or 3 criminal indictments. And this is something I don't think about, we don't think about enough, is that Donald Trump, if and when he loses, will then finally face trial for trying to overturn the election in 2020. And that is such, that to me is like, that is my North Star. I want that man to be on trial for trying to do what he did, because we cannot allow that to ever happen again. And we have to prove to people that we will not let that happen in this country. And if you do, there are consequences. Jeff McKay has become an intro member. Thank you, Jeff. Yes, all the reasons more to prevent him from winning. Exactly. So I mean, can you just imagine, let's just imagine it's February 2026. Kamala Harris is president. Tim Walz is our vice president. Maybe Pete Buttigieg is Secretary of State, you know? And Donald Trump is on trial for his crimes in his conspiracy to overthrow the United States government. Wouldn't you like that? Don't you want that future? Don't you want that future? I do. I'd like that. I would like to see that. I want to live in that timeline. So we have 64 days to make that happen. 64 days to make that happen. Or maybe it's less. I forget. It's 60 something. But let's look at Florida. Florida polls. Okay. I hope they allow cameras too. All right. Vice President Harris and Donald Trump are tied to win Florida's biggest county, according to this poll. Okay? 2 presidential candidates both received 47% in Miami-Dade County, according to a poll commissioned by the County Commissioner Kevin Marino Cabero. It surveyed 500 likely voters in the county and was conducted from August 22nd to August 25th. So that's during the convention. Historically, although the state has leaned Republican, the county of Miami-Dade, which encapsulates 34 cities, includes Miami, has been a Democratic stronghold. So, I don't know. Things could be happening in Florida. Oh, thank you so much, Chris. Chris and Debbie, thank you so much for becoming members. Thank you so much. So grateful you're here. And then look at what the Democratic Party has been doing, okay? This just came out. You probably haven't seen this. The Florida Democratic National Convention, or following the Democratic National Convention in August, primary elections, the Florida Democratic Party released organized numbers as of August 31st, 2023. Florida Democrats are heading into September more energized and organized than ever. In August 2024, Democrats in Florida have completed 400,000 door knocks, 1.3 million phone calls, 4.8 million text messages. And that's before the fall. Nikki Fried, who is the Florida party chair, said, in the last month alone, Florida Democrats across the state have contacted millions of voters to get out the vote. We are seeing an unprecedented level of enthusiasm for the Harris-Walz ticket, and we will continue this momentum as we head into November. These organizing efforts resulted in a successful August primary election that saw victories 7 out of 11 board candidates that Florida Democrats supported, and the re-election of Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava with nearly 60% of the vote on the first ballot. So, I don't know. Something could be happening. I don't know. I don't know. I don't pretend to know. I'm not a psychic. But that seems good to me. Kind of wants to know how to become a member. I think you have to go, if you're on your phone, you have to be on the website, and you can become a member on the website. It's that simple. BN says, Keith, you are a beast. Thanks for your efforts. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm very grateful you're here. Okay, and so Donald Trump, oh my God, Linda, William, thank you so much for becoming members. Yes, so if you go on the website, you can become a member. I do have a goal of having 1,000 members, which would be less than 1% of my subscribers, and it would like make it so much easier, because right now, like I feel like I could focus on content. Like right now, all the content I do, I just have to make sure that it performs well. But if I had a strong member base, I could start doing videos that I think, though they might not perform as well, I think could be informative. It's just that informative videos, right now I have to like put the information in the video surrounded by interesting stuff. It's an art, but I do think if I had more members, it would be easier to step away from that. Okay, but I wanted to show you this stuff that Donald Trump has been posting on his Twitter. So if you go to my channel on YouTube, I think I can just show you. Your channel. So it'll be here. I don't have it, but it'll be right there. Kathleen says, if you are on an Apple device, you have to use a browser to join. You can't see the join button on a YouTube app. That's right. Danielle, thank you for joining. Look at all these new members. Thank you so much. It really does help the channel. It helps a lot. It just really does help a lot. So thank you. And it means a lot that you're doing that. Keith, what are you going to do after Trump is no longer a talking point? Well, first off, the MAGA movement is a movement. It is not a Donald Trump problem. This Donald Trump is the symptom, but the cancer and the rot in our politics is MAGA. So though we might be able to get rid of him, there will be thousands more like him willing to do whatever they can to become the next Donald Trump. So this is a generational fight. I hope you're all ready. Like this is not just like, this is not just one election. This is a 10, 20-year battle that we are waging against fascism in our country. The largest battle we will have to fight will be this November. I think it'll get easier when he loses, but we do not, it's not going to happen. It's not going to stop when Kamala Harris wins on November 6th. Thank you, Tommy. Grateful you're here. Krista says, I'm still more afraid of Trump supporters than Trump himself. Yes. I'm just scared that there are so many people who are either for what he's for or are so easily fooled that they are willing to believe everything he says. It's just not great. Okay. So, but I don't think this is how you win swing voters. Donald Trump is posting this stuff. I kind of feel like Kamala Harris pledged free health care for illegals. They're coming to collect. Like, first off, this is AI. That is AI. He's using AI images. And secondly, I just feel like, don't you feel like people are just sick of this stuff? Like, I don't think it works anymore. Like, it just feels like, you know, like pop stars have to change the sound of their music or just get stale. This feels stale. Oh, of course, Reverend. Or like this, Donald Trump, meet your new neighbors as Kamala wins. Like what? Like, do you think this is working on voters? Chris says, I agree with you. Chris, who's a new member, I agree with you. Even Trump goes away, we still need to remain vigilant and try to change hearts and minds. That's right. Elon. Oh, Amanda, thank you so much for joining as a high tier member. Thank you so much. Wow. True Seeker says, we outnumber them 65% to 30%. No fear. They're just louder, but the rest of us are over it. I agree. I do think the majority, like this stuff here, I think people are sick of it. I think they are sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. He posted one more here. Look at this. No one is safe with Kamala's over. It's like camp. Like, who is this working on? Like, is this the America you live in? I was walking outside in D.C. at like 1 a.m. from a bar to my house on Friday. Like, I didn't feel unsafe. That's like, it's kind of funny. I mean, who like? Oh my gosh. And then here he is. Oh. Okay, my camera, oh God. My camera got too hot, so I'm still here. But hold on, I'm gonna have to fix this. All right. I'm still here. Hold on, I have to fix this. So I thought I had turned off that thing. I'm still here, don't worry. But I have to turn off this. But so just read this statement. I had turned it off, but let's see. Streaming settings, USB, connection mode. Sorry, everyone. It's because I've been I'm like streaming in 4K, and I guess this camera gets too hot. So, but maybe I just like be like the voice of God from now until the end of the stream. No, I'll fix it. I'm gonna fix it. It's very easy to fix. I just have to find where it is. Can I find it? If I can't find it, I might have to end the stream, unfortunately. That's so annoying. I'm so sorry, everyone. But I will say, this is a better stream than yesterday. So, or last week. So I'm getting better. You know, here we go, USB streaming. Let's do this. Okay. And I'm gonna do this, and then this. Okay, no, my camera's good. It's just that, it's not like I'm using it at its, all right, hi, I'm back. Can you see me? Oh no, you still can't see me. Oh wait, am I over here? Oh, okay. God, this is so embarrassing. Why is that like that? Why does that look like that? Okay. I'm just gonna delete this and start again. Will I be over here? All right, here I am. Hi. Sorry, guys. Okay. We're back. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm just going to read this to you. But basically, so as you know, very sadly, I'm like sweating so much from being anxious from like the stream not working. Oh, Patricia, like look at, can you see the sweat? Look at that sweat. Patricia just gave $50. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you so much. Let's see what Patricia has to say. Statue of Liberty climber here, looking to hit battleground states. Any sponsorship to travel, knock on doors. Thanks for helping Harry System in his first live chat. I have a lot of ideas get under Trump's and please message me. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow, we have so much money from the stream. Okay, all right. I'm gonna try this again. So Sony camera. I'm gonna put it in the live stream part. I'm gonna put it here. Okay. And I'm just gonna be here. Okay. I'm like darker. You notice that? All right, I'm just gonna delete this guy. Remove. Okay. All right, let's read this. Let's read this. We grieve the sense. Okay, this is about the Israelis. This literally just came out an hour ago. So he blames Kamala. This happened because as you may know, the Israeli hostages were found dead. This happened because Comrade Kamala Harris and Crooked Joe Biden are poor leaders. Americans. No, that's not true. That's not true. This happened because Donald Trump met with Netanyahu. I'm not going to spell his name right. Netanyahu, Trump. And people are suggesting that when they met at Mar-a-Lago, here it is, that Trump said, hey, just don't do a ceasefire deal because if you do a ceasefire deal, it's going to hurt me in the election, and I'm going to help you if I get elected, which is against the law. People are thinking that's what he did. So, and this is not without precedent. Tony, thank you so much for joining. This is exactly what Donald Trump did with then Vladimir Zelensky in Ukraine. He said, hey, if you just make up some stuff about Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, I will give you this weapon. It was what the first impeachment was over. It's what the first impeachment was over. So I guarantee you they work something out, which is against the law. Yes, the Logan Act. Exactly, Kevin. So, and this is just all going according to plan. This is him following through. He is actively undermining our country. No, Zelensky didn't fall for it, but this guy, Netanyahu, is basically Trump. He's Israeli Trump. "16 says, of course he did. He also met Orban and BS. Yes, what is he doing meeting with world leaders? It should be against the law. Pretending to be, yes, Logan Act. Where is everyone? Krista says, thank you for $5. If we replace every pronoun Trump uses with I, me, or Donald Trump, we would finally have truth from his mouth. That's right. Oh, Gina, that's right. Plus, because Trump is the nominee, he gets security briefings. That's a great point. K6TM6 says, love your live chat. Well, thank you. I'm so grateful you all are here. Let me just check to see how many folks are here now. 527. Wow, that's awesome. So glad you're all here. We've been on this here for an hour. That is quite the compliment that you all are still here. Despite our somewhat many technical difficulties. So, is there anything, do you have any questions for me before we end the chat? What do you wanna know? Grandpa's Gaming Channel, thank you for becoming a member. Yes, during Labor Day, yes, that's a good point. During Labor Day weekend. Do I have any polls? Is any Nebraska? NE state abbreviation. Okay. Let's look. Where can we find out where Harris Walls will be? I think it's on the website. KamalaHarris.com. I believe. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a great question. I will find out for you. I'm connected to the campaign, and I will find out for you. What else we got here? You missed my Snapchat earlier, lol. Jim Adams says, why do you worry so much? We're gonna crush it. Well, I don't know. I worry by nature. I'm a worrier by nature. Krista asked, do you think it'll take different measures during the transfer of power this 6th? I mean, I think there will be violence for sure on January 6th or leading up to that if Trump loses. I don't know how much, but there will be violence, unfortunately. How concerned are you about the certification issues? I'm not concerned, Amanda. I'm not concerned. We have a lot of smart lawyers looking at this who are doing everything they can to, like, the only thing the certifiers can do is not certify, but then it will go to the courts. And we have lawyers who will very quickly take care of that, and they'll stop that nonsense. Trust that. Trust that. The policies, you can go to, if you want, you can go to KamalaHarrisPolicies.com. I've actually found it pretty... This is not from the campaign, but I actually think it's pretty good. It's like, it has sources and stuff she's done. So it's pretty comprehensive. I'll put it in the chat. It's not like officially from the campaign, but it gives you a sense of what she's done and what she said. Voters being removed from polls in many states. Hopefully this time the Capitol Police will be ready. Yes, they will definitely be ready. Yes, January 20th, 2025 will be an easy transition. Keith, do you see SCOTUS interfering at all and snatch it away from us? Okay, I actually am worried about that. If we have another 2000 election where it's 0.1% of a vote, it can decide the whole thing. Terrifying prospect. So what are you going to do to make sure that's not an issue for us, because Kamala Harris can only do so much. She is the candidate, but she needs all of us doing the work to make sure that these margins are as high as possible. Yeah, they're definitely setting up a legal battle. I don't think there'll be any accountability for the Arlington National Cemetery crimes, but I also think that this has been a net negative story for him, something that they try to turn into, like a Trump is there and Biden is not, or Kamala is not, turned into like a headache for them. So it's just a reminder that Donald Trump doesn't play by the rules, that he thinks the rules don't apply to him, and that he's just a chaos agent. It's just chaos. So I think that though there will not be any, what's the word? He won't suffer any penalties for it, or the campaign won't, but I do think electorally it has not helped him. Yeah, Laura, I mean, they did move the goalposts that, first they said Kamala won't do any interviews, and they're like, well, that wasn't long enough. There needs to be another one. She should be doing press avails every week or do a press conference. It's so stupid. It's just like, we know who she is. All right, let's see if anyone wrote anything here. Tony, have you ever thought about thirst traps for Kamala? No. Have you heard that Trump's rallies have been in sundowner cities? What does that mean? What's sundowner? What is an easier way to explain to less informed voters what that causes inflation and where we stand now? All right, Motega, that's a great question. So I think the easiest thing to explain about inflation is that we are not the only country who has suffered from inflation. Everyone suffers from inflation. And if you showed them that, like, from the major countries, we have actually performed the best getting out of it. So inflation isn't something that was caused by the president, the vice president, or anyone it was a global phenomenon caused by COVID. And as it has been, we have gotten out of it the best. Dementia is sundown. Got it. Do a video on the Lizzo Kamala interview from 2020. I could do that. Yeah. That's a good idea. I like showing old videos. They seem to do well too. We're at 2.5% inflation right now, which is pretty good. Oh, racism. Got it. Effie says, Keith, you're so good at doing these live streams. Really interested in interacting with and acknowledging your readers. You're so real and personable. Thanks. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I literally have done this like 3 times total. So thank you, because I feel like I'm just trying to like keep my head above water while doing these, because I'm just learning like the technology aspect of it. And then also wanting to give you guys some good analysis, have some good stuff ready for you, and also interacting with the chat. It's a lot. It is a lot. There's a lot happening, but that means a lot, because I do worry that I'm not doing a good enough job for all of you, and I don't want to waste your time. So I appreciate you saying that. Thank you very much, Elfie. But I do think thank you, Kate. Okay, well, I do think, though, let's end the live stream there. I have to prepare my day. I have to prepare my day for my week. I am the oldest in my family, Marcia. I'm the oldest sibling, believe it or not. So, Keith, I have a question. Where can I go get Republicans and independents from other states so I can do local cards? I actually don't know. Jim says, we're not wasting our time when we're all together. Well, that's true, actually. Carl, you're the best. I'm glad I didn't completely miss the stream. I'm glad you didn't either. Josh, thank you for the $10. One of the few people I listen to when I need my daily dose of political commentary for the day. How is this man still single? Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. I'm going to check out your channel a little later. The Josh Furrow Show. Oh, you're doing content too. That's awesome. I'm going to subscribe. Nice to see someone else doing the work. Everyone, if you are on here, let's get Josh some subs. Let's get Josh some subs. He just donated $10. He's doing political content on here. We need some new voices on YouTube. So let's get him some love and some subs. I'm in DC. At Josh. I think I can do this. This is the easiest way. There. Let's get Josh some subscribers, y'all. Thanks, Keith, for keeping up the good fight. Thanks for supporting Harry's sister too in the first live stream. Oh my gosh, of course. I was so happy to see. So it's funny. Harry was at the DNC and we were chatting. He was like, should I do live streams? I'm like gonna do Twitch, or I'm gonna do Twitch, or I'm gonna do what else? Or I was gonna do YouTube. And I was like, oh, do YouTube for sure. Twitch, first off, he doesn't have a following there. And secondly, I think the Twitch live streams are just nice. Like, I think it's like when you get the awesome. Everyone's subbing up to Josh. Great. The Josh Furrier Show. Let's get him some subs. He was at 756. Oh, shoot. Now he's at 774. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Awesome. 779. Hell yeah. Great. The hardest thing about YouTube is growing. So Josh, you got some great Democrats subbing up. I mean, is Josh hot? Let me look. Yeah, Josh might be hot. I'm looking at the small picture. Yeah, of course. Of course, Josh. Josh, you're going to be at 1,000 subs in no time. I believe it. Okay. So thank you all for watching. Now, do you all like this? Because I can do this again next week. If you like it, I can do it again next week. 4:30. Is this a good time? If you like it, let me know if this is a good time. Because we could do a different time. I think 4:30 on Sunday is kind of relaxed, but maybe I don't know. Saying it out loud, maybe 7 o'clock on a Wednesday would be better. You know? Is this a good time? Do you like these live streams? Because I can do it again next week. Yes? Yes? Okay. The time is perfect. Time is perfect. Yes. Great time. Yes. Great day and time. Yes. Okay. So we'll do it again next week. I think 4:30 Sunday 4:30. Okay. We like the time. Okay. So, all right. So we'll see it again next week. 4:30 for an hour. We're going to go through some good news. I love good news. All right. I want to end with this song. I'm going to end with a song. Because, oh God, I'm going to have to find the song. Am I going to know what the name of the song was? I'm going to look. All right. Give me 1 second to look. Oh, I actually don't think I can. I don't think my sync library, turn on library sync. Okay. I don't know if I'll be able to do it this one. But I heard a song. Maybe I can find it on here. I can play it on YouTube. Because I heard a song. And I was like, oh, I want to play that for everyone because it's very inspiring. But I don't remember now. Is it this song? Is it this song? Is it this song? Yes, it's this thing. Okay, I'm gonna play this. I think it's this. I liked it. I thought it was inspiring. It's like spoken word. You might think it's weird. Featuring A.A. Rashid. I think this is the song. Let me listen. Oh, you probably can't hear that because of, all right, so I'm gonna do this. Oops, okay.
Every day, if I didn't.
It's okay, I can cut, no, I know, I can cut the song out when it goes live. I've figured that out. Rise above what you despise the most. Otherwise, you become what you despise the most. That's what I'm going to end with on this. And that's what we're all doing on this chat, is we are all working towards a higher purpose. So thank you all for being here with me. I will see you next Sunday, where hopefully there will be no audio issues, because I think I figured out what it is. And I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you online through my YouTube videos, on Threads, on Twitter, on Instagram. Follow at Keith Edwards, wherever you like to get your social media. And I will see you next Sunday at 4:30 Eastern. And